The operation is taking place about 20 kilometres in that direction. The problem has been not so much bad weather in the last day or two, but the currents, they're still strong. The visibility is still challenging. What they were doing overnight was they brought in 4 squid fishing boats, which have very, very powerful lights for attracting squid. And this was an idea proposed by the families to enable them to work overnight. Those boats have been projecting their lights onto the surface of the sea and helping the divers to work their way into the cabins. And for the first time overnight, we've had bodies, some of which they were able to see yesterday. They were able to get those by breaking windows and pull them out. A total of 17 bodies have been recovered from the hull or around the hull of the ship overnight. That means the confirmed death toll is 49. But this is still a very slow process and painfully slow for the families, more and more of whom now accept that there will not be survivors. But now their pressure, and they've been protesting about this. We've had a scuffle with police nearby about this. They're very angry. They're now saying, well, now more must be done to get these bodies up before they decompose. They want proper funerals for them. And, 17 bodies retrieved overnight. At that rate, it could still be many days or even weeks recovering them. And the authorities at some point are clearly going to have to consider changing the operation from sending divers down on this very risky kind of operation to lifting the hull. They've got 4 large cranes around the hull of the ship ready to start lifting it. The reason they haven't done that is because as long as there was even the faintest hope of survivors, they couldn't start lifting that hull. But I think once the families agree, and we're not sure they do yet, that should start, that's the way the operation will go. And even that will probably take many days.
And we understand that this operation could take up to 2 months. That is a very long time for those family members to wait.
It's awful, but it is the reality of a very large, nearly 7,000-ton ship that is capsized and sitting between 37 and 10 metres below the surface of the water. Any other operations like this that we've seen around the world have all taken a very, very long time. It is a very difficult one to pull off. The government is trying to stress to the families just how many resources they're throwing at this. They've got 212 ships involved, 34 aircraft and helicopters, more than 560 divers. What the families have said is, don't quote us statistics, bring us results. Realistically, I don't think it can happen faster, but there's huge pressure on the government. There was even talk of the families marching on the presidential Blue House in Seoul, and although their numbers are quite small, the police and even the Prime Minister came down to try to dissuade them because they're worried that the controversy surrounding this ferry could turn into a national political issue and harm the government's political prospects.